was quite a mixed bag of vibes, actually.
Hey, there we go. Now we got audio. So, hey, real quick. It's Alan Halas, and then the new music editor, or new music director of Breaking and Entering, Ben Slowey. So, real quick, let's bring him up to speed. How was your day, Ben?
Yeah, my day was great. I've been having a lot of episodes. Did some writing on the site today as well. Yeah, it's been quite a wholesome day so far. How's your day going on?
My day is going well. Been busy up until this point. So we've done an episode of the B&E podcast that's coming out soon. Wrote some articles for the website as well. All sorts of big things happening in the Milwaukee music scene. And my computer decided to update itself, like right in the middle of the day. So that was fun. That was an interesting little caveat. This show almost didn't happen today.
Yeah, look, sometimes the computer makes up its own mind and just, gives itself an entire chunk of the day to do that, despite what you had planned. So, yeah, I've been there before. It can be, it's meant for convenience, but it can actually really get in the way.
So yeah, for those that don't know, we're on a new computer, or a new update on the computer. So anything that goes wrong, like our audio being gone for a few minutes there, happens. Things are gonna happen. We do have a fun show lined up for you today. Tons of things to talk about in the Milwaukee music scene. But before we do all that, let's get into our first video. This is from Mike Regal. Ben, as our music director, has picked out all of the videos for us this week. And let's get into Mike Regal. The song is called Flames Bond, which is an amazing name for a title. I don't know why people haven't thought of that first. But let's get into the video. It's Flames Bond by Mike Regal on The Writer's Room.
I got fingers made of gold, ain't no stun, Turn it into solid gold if I touch it. My shit dope, rock up, skirt, might just pop up. Hold up, nigga, back up, might just blow your block up. Go get cream, hop up, what it dope, I need. Go get more, I be. I'm a pro, no hobby. Queens in the lobby, wanna give me sloppy. Coca-Cola body, she only call me Poppy. Yeah, I get it popping. Charlie Bell's rocking. Big money, I need. I'm a pro, no hobby. I'ma get it more wins. I'ma do it more than. Who is he? Don't know them. Don't just run up on him. I got fingers made of gold. If I gotta sell it, then it's sold. Sell it, then I sold. Fame is only sold, never told. Keep it G. I could never break the code. I got fingers made of gold, ain't no stun. Turn it into solid gold if I touch it. My shit dope, rock up, skirt, might just pop up. Hold up, nigga, back up, might just blow your block up. Go get cream, hop up, what it dope, I need. Go get more, I be. I'm a pro, no hobby. Queens in the lobby, wanna give me sloppy. Coca-Cola body, she only call me Poppy. All of that I need. Who the best? I be. P-I-M-P. Only dollars I need. Go and get it, I did. Make a plan like we did. Follow through like we is, and you gon' win like we did. Been the best dog, niggas cannot duplicate finger, lips is like Topanga, then I need her like a singer, fresh is my demeanor, some say meaner, they all meager, onomatopoeia, they can't see us, they can't beat us, no, we ain't talking, keep it cool, my goon, keep heaters tucked, staying clean is cleaner when your mama in the sink or something, roll my weed and think of something, thinking we gon' sink or something, we gon' keep achieving, it's a reason we gon' keep it, gotta go, get that, gotta go, get that, I'ma go, get that, gotta go, get that, I'ma go, get that, gotta go, get that, I'ma go, get that, gotta go, get that, gotta go, get that, I'ma go, get that, gotta go, get that, I'ma go, get that, gotta go, get that, gotta go, get that, I'ma go, get that, gotta go, get that, I'ma go.
All right, that was the brand new video from Regal, Mike Regal for many people here. That was Flames Bond on the writer's room. Super, super dope video. That was literally my first time watching it, as I was telling Ben, and he's like, just wait, he transforms in a minute. It's crazy. And that whole second half where he gets into like the Gold Tooth Bandit part of things, super, super sick. Mike Regal has been a staple of Milwaukee hip-hop. And he is absolutely crushing it with everything that he's doing out in Vegas now. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, like I loved his like just dark scheme and that whole thing. Like it's kind of like it's a good indicator of like what he's been working on lately. And yeah, his EP that came out last month or 2 months ago at this point was fire. No matter where he is, Regal, we love to see what Regal's doing. That's for sure.
Yeah, totally. Love to see what he's been up to. It is crazy to me also that like a few people moved out west from Milwaukee in the hip hop scene. Regal lives out there. I know at one point D Fresh was living out there. I think he's moved though. And Sean Smart, formerly of Higher Education Records, moved out there, but then is involved with like some virtual reality thing, like a tech startup, and now he's down in Austin, Texas, I believe. But the move.
I used to have a friend who did VR in Austin. Apparently, it's like a big. There's like a big presence of like VR startups there. So
yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, shout out to all the people making moves down there as well. Back here in Milwaukee, lots of great things happening on breakingandentering.net, which is our website for those of you who are just tuning in on Twitch. We have a ton of great music that has hit the website. New video from Tayamo Denku that came out today. New project, I'm sorry, there is not a new release from Marty. We thought that there was, but turns out there is not. But I have to say, it was on his like official Spotify page. So Spotify used to have this problem where like artists with the same name would show up and they would just merge them all together. It happened to a Milwaukee artist named Clutch as well. When I used to be a little bit more involved with him, we had that problem where his music was showing up under the same name and as also I think the band Clutch too. So no new music from him, but we're waiting for more music from him.
Yeah, no, that happened to Rob Hicks one time too. So it's kind of it's really strange how that happens. But yeah, Marty is I know he has been in the kitchen cooking. So we do have Marty on our radar. But yeah, back to the point though. Like yeah, a lot of stuff that has come out, and to be quite frank, folks that follow the site may have noticed a lot of like ambient and experimental stuff that appeared in the last week. That was the result of me just real deep in the weeds in Bandcamp, finding kind of like what I do is like I go on like the different. I find like the different users from Milwaukee that like support the projects I do know.
Okay.
And I look at the other things that they support, like the other like pages they follow, and that's how like I'll find like all these other Milwaukee like noise or drone or experimental or metal projects that that like are also happening that we didn't know about before, and found a just deep rabbit hole of that shit. And like, some of these like just came out actually. Let's get them on the site. It's not there hasn't been it's not too late.
Yeah.
So, found a lot of great new stuff, and hopefully it continues to broaden our reach and show and help expand like who we can cater to and platform here in the Milwaukee music scene.
Yeah, and I have to say that is next level Bandcamp digging, because I've not gone into like user profiles to go find their stuff or anything like that. What I normally do is search. You can search just Milwaukee and find things that are tagged Milwaukee, and I go into like the new releases that way. So I find a lot of stuff early that way too. But Ben, you are on another level of digging if you are just like in people's business and being like, what else did they listen to? But it's almost kind of necessary with the Milwaukee noise scene and experimental scene, because there is so much music that comes out simply due to the fact that it's home recording. It's easy to do on a laptop now. Stuff like this show where technology makes it easy to make a record and to make some content. So I gotta say, hats off to you. You seriously, I didn't say it before, but you've been killing it on the website as far as curating especially on the electronic and experimental side of things. Lots of projects that I might shy away from. We were talking about this yesterday, actually, because Ben and I actually saw each other yesterday.
Yeah, we did. We were just guys being dudes yesterday for just a little bit. But yeah, we talked about how like that stuff is just, it's not accessible. Like, needless to say, that stuff is not accessible to people that like just enjoy like more things that fit more conventional pop standards, which is totally okay. Like,
right.
I'm not going to be pretentious and be like, oh, you just don't understand it. Like, no, like for some people, it just doesn't really do anything for some people. But that's why, like, I'm happy to dig into that stuff, because I do really like it.
Yeah, you were telling me about like a 19-minute long like drone single that came out, and and you were like, you wouldn't like it at all, and I was like, yeah, that sounds like something I just don't have the attention span for, I don't think. I mean, it's just personal, I don't know. But I very much appreciate that you do take the time to go and check that stuff out too.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of the music that is on Breaking and Entering, we got some episodes of Mr. Nice Guy as well that have been up this week. I got some of the more recent uploads. We got some stuff coming down the pike. You got to do an interview with Spade One, who is a 30-plus year veteran of the Milwaukee music scene.
Oh, yes. Dude, I didn't realize like how many people know him because he's just everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. I knew him from the internet. So, that whatever level of like comfort with somebody there is there. I knew him from the internet, but then first time I actually met him, I think he was working security at the Miramar Theater back when they were like doing like pop punk shows or like those really awful like pay to play hip hop shows and things like that. So he has been somebody that really has been around, and I've seen him with, Te Amo Denku. I've seen him with November Criminals, where it's like polka rap. The guy has been everywhere.
Yeah, now he's doing like this crazy like industrial like techno shit with some guys. Like he said that in the video that he just loves music, and no matter what it is, it's like it's easy for him to get down with anything. I really admire that work ethic about him. Yeah, we got episodes up from Michael X this week.
Yep.
Hip-hop artist who was in ADHD. Also from Deerskin, electronic bass artist who works in the club scene primarily. Really dope dude. Yeah, and they're going to keep coming because I've got quite a back catalog of a lot of other artists that have been pioneers in Milwaukee music for some time.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's very cool to see you do the Zoom thing. Obviously, we do this show partially through Zoom, but it's very cool to see you do like the Zoom aspect of things. Because I don't know if this is something that you probably really didn't intend with by doing that, but now we get to see not only the subject for your interviews, but we're seeing them in kind of like their natural like environment. Like I noticed it with Deerskin, where everything had like a purple hue to it because we were in his studio, and like I think that's very cool that you can do something in their element, and they can feel comfortable that way too. And it's totally not by design, but I get it, and it kind of actually like almost adds to the interview, you know?
Yeah, I like that part of it too, actually. Like, it's cool to see people, like, yeah, just in their own comfortable surroundings, which, you know, I think that there's merit to, like, keeping it, like, the same setting in every episode, like I was doing it in person before, but it's also cool to just, you know, interview people where they're comfortable, but also where I'm comfortable, too. So, yeah, it's been a landmark innovation having Zoom to do these kind of shows. Obviously, it would be nice to do it in person again one day.
Right.
But yeah, I appreciate the kind words. We got a new song that went on the site today from K-Stamp, alternative R&B artist, who is just so remarkable. Like, he has such a cool like fusion sound of like soul and hip hop and even some like indie pop, some dream pop sort of stuff he's doing. But
yeah,
I know he doesn't live here anymore, but he is just like that new song that he just dropped is so good. Definitely go check it out.
Yeah, and I actually saw him, I believe, at for the first time was at Cactus Club, and was one of those artists. It was part of an Ashara artist management groove theory event, and we were part of it. But I leave that to Aishel to really book that, and that's her baby, and she gets to run with it. But I saw K-Stamp for the first time, and I was like, this kid is doing something different, because it was just him and a guitar, him and an electric guitar up there, doing his thing. Obviously, Cactus has one of the best sound systems in the city, but he sounded phenomenal. I mean, like, everything that he's doing, like, from a performance standpoint was super, super cool. And like you said, he kind of marries that, like, indie pop style with, like, R&B and a little bit of hip-hop, too. And speaking of that, that will segue us into our next video, which is another artist that does kind of something a little similar, where they bring in, elements of pop, elements of R&B, elements of hip-hop, all kind of in one place where you really don't know where to put them as an artist when it comes to like a genre. And I'm talking about Mike Kellogg, who actually just came out with this video a couple weeks ago. This is Only One, and it's on the Writers' Room.
You told me to come over to your place. I'm here right now, we got no time to waste. I told you, babe, that I can't stay too late. But I'm here right now, Let's take advantage of this moment that we got. Dim the lights, make sure the doors are locked. Don't hold it in, let me know what you want. Put down your phone, it's not the time to talk. I can't take this feeling any longer. The way you move your body makes me wonder if it's all for me. What you want from me? When you talk to me, am I the only one, the only one? me I'm your numero uno. Who knows you better than I do? I know you better than you know yourself. When I ride through the city, girl, you're the only one with me. I know that I don't need nobody else. Just say the same to me. All this love is plain to see. Those other bitches plain to me. Stop with all the games, quit playing with me, nah, nah. If you're coming through, come through, yeah. I can make your dreams come true, yeah. If it's someone on the side, don't tell me so. If I'm really on your mind, girl, let me know. I'm tired of leaving without you. Can't get around it, I need you around too. Girl, I hate being without you. I'm going crazy thinking about you. Yeah, yeah. I can't take this feeling any longer. The way you move your body makes me wonder if it's all for me. What you want from me? When you talk to me, am I the only one, the only one? Ooh, ooh, the only one. Ooh, am I the only one? Ooh, the only one. Am I the only one, the only one?
All right, that was the new video from Mike Kellogg. That was Only One on the writer's room. Ben and I were talking a little bit off screen here about it's just cool to see how he merges everything together. I don't know where to put him as an artist as far as his genre, and I'm okay with that. But at the same time, I'm like, a little part of me is like, I want this to definitively be like a pop act. You know what I mean? But it's very cool to see what he's doing. He's kind of tied in with like Sean Sison and I'm sorry, I can't think of his name. Ron Harper as well, where all of them, you know, kind of have that sort of like almost soulful R&B hip hop hybrid thing going on.
I love Mike Kellogg. He was one of the first artists like I really dug when I think I started getting involved in Milwaukee music, and he's a very friendly guy too. You know, he's very easy to hang out with, and he really like is in love with like just being in the studio and making music with his friends. Like, yeah, I've had a mad respect for him ever since I knew about him. But yeah, man, but that's the best way to be an artist these days. Not to be like a purist of like genre, really, like to just take all elements of several different things, and he does that very well.
Yes, definitely. And speaking of things with many different genres, this is my way of like segueing into this. Let's do something that we did last week, I believe, for the first time. Instead of telling you like what we've been listening to that's not Milwaukee music, Ben and I both have a collection of records, and I have a pretty sizable one behind me here. Ben has a pretty sizable collection of records as well. So we have decided to just choose a record at random, and instead of us telling you about what we listen to, we are going to just pick an album that you're going to have to go listen to. And then I would love it still if people wrote us like book reports on it, but we don't need to do all that. Ben has pre-selected his album. He told me he has not seen it, and he's just put it under a blanket. He just grabbed a random one and took it over here. So Ben, what do you have for us? What should the people be listening to this week?
I have with me, great pick. The Low End Theory.
Oh, that's a great album.
Yes. Yeah, I actually haven't listened to Tribe in quite some time, but yeah, seminal early 90s hip-hop record. I think just like the incorporation of like jazzy beats into this wave of among the beginning of like the golden age of hip-hop in the early 90s is just killer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is a true classic hip-hop album. Anybody that, knows Tribe Called Quest, I think probably knows something from the Low End Theory more than anything else. Super, super great record.
And it has like one of my favorite cover arts of all time. I think it's still one of the coolest looking artworks ever. It's
very cool, and you know what I really like? There is a Milwaukee tie here. When I've gone to the Highbury in Bayview, they have a Highbury Pub giant mural version of the Low End Theory cover art on the wall. I know they did some repainting, so I don't know if it's still there, but pre-COVID, it was definitely there. And it was one of my favorite spots to sit because it just felt very cool to be in the bar by the giant Low End Theory art. So make sure you go listen to that album. I'm going to pick one from behind me real quick. We will see what I get. Last time I went with the other bookshelf here, so I'm going to go with this one that is a little off screen.
That's
Can't see.
Yeah. That's what I did too.
I'm going to go low. And I'm going to screw up my alphabetization of my records.
Worst feeling in the world, right?
It is not a great feeling. There's like 1,300 albums here, and I alphabetized all of them when I moved into this house. All right, I have picked Foreigner's Agent Provocateur. So 80s, like classic rock, very like almost hair band, but not. Am I right on 80s? I might be dating myself badly.
80s band, yeah.
No, 1984. I was right, 80s.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure I didn't grab like early Foreigner or something like that. Fun fact, I have actually seen Foreigner live before. I have seen them. They played after a Milwaukee Admirals game. And to be very honest with you, not super familiar with what's on this record. I Want to Know What Love Is on here. They're one of their arguably biggest hits. That is the first one that comes to mind. I know somebody is probably screaming at me right now and being like, don't you know that Reaction to Action is on this? I don't know. But no, really solid album that I have not heard. So at least not all the way through. Obviously I've heard I Want to Know What Love Is. Who hasn't heard that and sang along with it? But yeah, so that's my pick, I guess. I gotta go listen to it on vinyl, because I have it. But if you want, stream those albums, Low End Theory and then Foreigner's Agent Provocateur record. I like that we're doing this. This is a cool little addition to the show, and we're gonna see what we have in each other's record collections because we actually don't know what each other has. I was not expecting you to pull out Low End Theory. I don't think.
Yeah. I haven't listened to it in a long time either. I honestly, I can't say I've ever listened to a Foreigner record aside from like their hits, So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's fun to just throw these curveballs of like.
Yeah, and that one was a total curveball. Like I said.
Like, oh my god, I forgot about this record. Or I forgot about this artist. Like, holy shit, Yeah, I'm glad we're doing it too.
Yeah. So, with that, we should get into our final video of the week for the Writers Room. I really, really like this video. It's from Brett Newski. The song is called What Are You Smoking? And our show was built out of a show called Quarantine Update that we were just doing on Instagram Live and then moved over to, a little bit more produced version here. And it was about, just getting through the pandemic. Brett Newski is getting through the pandemic in the best way possible in this video, with a literal inflatable bubble that it's super, super cool to see him take that to the beach and to the beer garden and get kicked out of it. And one of my favorite videos, I think, of the summer so far. So let's get into it real quick. It is Brett Newski with What Are You Smoking on the Writers Room.
You can't be in here with that. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. Yep.
I met an armchair doctor, full recliner, feet on an Ottoman empire, giving advice just like everyone. I must assume he thinks I'm pretty dumb or deaf or destitute. My loot is is better spent than saved, okay? My yard's greener, wife's dreamier, cookie cutter, I'm a quitter or a winner, I can't tell. Definitely going to hell. My ego must be kept in check, and it's about time that I asked, what are you on? What are you on? What are you smoking? How do you land on these conclusions? Why can't you see it's a joke for a dream? What are you on? What are you on? Sat alone in a moldy basement, listening to dad rock, pavement adjacent, post-divorce, more golf course, keeping score. Off the court is bad, lose all her friends that you had. Yeah, you can make US dollars, but that don't buy no self-awareness. Wish they sold it in a can, but there's no chance. I think of myself as someone else, mental health totally shot, the ozone layer fully rocked, Red Bull giving me the twitches. A good time to get religious, hope is a raisin, bacon on the pavement, priorities out of whack, shack attack. What are you on? What are you on? What are you smoking? How do you land on these conclusions? Why can't you see it's a joke for a dream? What are you on? What are you on? What are you on? What are you on? What are you smoking? What are you smoking? How do you land on these conclusions? Why can't you see it's a joke for a dream? It's a joke for a dream. What do you think? What are you on? 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 What are you on?
Alright, that was the brand new video from Brett Newski, What Are You Smoking? I really like the bubble idea. I don't know where you get one, but I want one. And maybe we just do next week's show inside giant bubbles. I don't know. I would get them.
Yeah, I co-sign that. Brett, let us know. Let us know so we can get on your level.
Yeah, we need a bubble. If the guy from the Flaming Lips can do it, and if Brett Newski can do it, I certainly can find one as well. So maybe I'll get on Amazon and see what I can do. With that said, that wraps things up for this week's episode of The Writer's Room. As always, we usually end with some kind of a little bit of wisdom. I don't know. I'll go first this week, I guess. Ben and I got to hang out yesterday. We got to go to Good Kind, shout out to them, and have an amazing burger. And, see Sabra from Sabra and Carlisle, amongst other things.
On the side of the road, by the way. We weren't
Yes.
inside or anything.
Yes, we were curbside. Yeah, all of that. I will be very honest and say that the last few weeks I have felt like, not like downtrodden, but I've been like in a funk and like didn't feel really motivated to do a lot of breaking and entering stuff, which I'm very glad that Ben has been here to come and hop into his new role essentially early and program, pick out music for the day for us on breaking and entering, because without him, he's literally kept the site up and running some days. So I do just got to say, that's kind of my wisdom for this week, is like take those things for granted, or don't take those things for granted, which I know is a theme in what I say. But I am super like happy to have Ben as part of our team. He is crushing it, and I say that a lot, but it's true. He's been crushing it. And I fell into like a funk when it came into putting out daily content in like 2015 like that, where I just like locked in and started playing video games, and I didn't give a shit really what came out on the website. But Ben has refused to let that happen this year. He's been a blessing in disguise for getting this stuff out to you, out to Milwaukee and the world, and I really like that, and I'm glad that he's able to do that, and he deserved a title that fits that. So that is why he is our new music director, because he has literally been programming most of the website while I've been in this little like funk thing. So that's my wisdom for the week. Don't take anything for granted. Embrace the people that you have around you, and then empower them to go do things that are good, and become music directors.
Well, thanks, Alan. I'm flattered. I appreciate that very much. And my weekly couple 2 cents here for those listening is related to that, about how honestly doing all of this work for the site, and it's keeping the consistency going with all the music coming out and publishing it and giving people platforms right now. That has been my saving grace through quarantine. It has been what has been keeping me sane. I have felt so many fluctuating emotions over the last couple months. Sometimes it just depends on the hour, literally. There's some days where I wake up and I am super up and at 'em, get my coffee started, and get right to work. I crank out the list of things to do for the day, the list of things I found that I want to get on the site.
Yeah.
There's some days where I'm super motivated and ready to, ready to put in all of that work. But there's other days where I've felt when I wake up doing absolutely nothing. I feel like it is. I just feel so lethargic, whether it's based on, personal stuff going on, or stuff happening in the world, or stuff happening just in our own communities, where I will feel discouraged. But there's some days where it's just I question is all of this worth it, and is it is what I'm doing actually even helping anybody? Because I feel like there's just so many things to be upset about right now. I think about that a lot, and it's a conversation I've been having on the show with a lot of different people about how it kind of feels selfish to be being a creative and releasing content right now. For some people it can very easily feel selfish. But that said, if we only focused on all of the evils in the world right now, and just all of the disheartening things that have to do with with law enforcement, or with social injustices, or with the pandemic and how horribly people have been treating it, or environmental issues, you name it. There's so many things going on that you can pick and get stressed out about and feel that existential dread. But the only way you can really sometimes the only thing that can really help you come to terms with the world right now is music and art, and supporting your friends, and finding community, and still finding little ways to remain amused, or remain finding little pleasure in little things.
Yep.
And finding and discovering and listening to and writing down my feelings about all of the local music that's come out in the last 6 months has been, it's literally like what's gotten me through this fucking hellscape of a year. Like if I wasn't doing all the work I'm doing right now, I would be in a very bad place. So I view it as like an obligation I have to myself, as well as an obligation to the music scene, because there's a lot of other people that might be feeling the same things, and if I can do one thing to make them feel good, or make them feel like someone's like watching them and has their back, and noticing what they're doing and making them feel like what they're doing matters, like I will take that role, because this year has just been it's hard to even articulate at this point. Right
It's
now.
been a
So,
lot.
like,
Yeah, it has been a lot for sure.
So that's been my philosophy for all like the work that's going into the site, and I need you to understand that too. That like we're doing it for the culture, we're doing it for the community, and we're doing it because like it does matter, and people need to know Milwaukee artists.
Yeah,
They really
man.
do.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, you said a lot there, but I will say this to kind of, the one part I really want to corroborate with you on for sure is doing this and having Breaking and Entering, like, it has been my thing for so long. Same as Mr. Nice Guy is your thing. I think any creative part of that is feeling a little crazy, and that sounds bad, but feeling a little, like, wrong about, like, doing whatever you're doing, right? So, like, for me with Breaking and Entering, it has always been like, man, am I just throwing this content out there and nobody's absorbing it? Or with Mr. Nice Guy, you might think, hey, I got a video that's got 10 views on it or whatever. It is great to see what we've been able to build and create a community around it, and see people that really do share the articles and support what we're doing. And it comes from a genuine place for both Ben and I. So, Ben, thank you for your work. And then I will say, thank you to everybody that has been checking it out. Like, it is awesome to see the stats on the back end grow and grow and grow as they have been over the last, 5 years plus of daily content. So we had a little bit of a real moment there, but it's all good. With that said, I have to go bowl, so we have to go get through this.
Yeah, go bowl.
Don't forget you can follow the Newport Nailers, the bowling team, on Instagram. Cheap plug. I made an Instagram for us this year. No, you can check out more music from us every single day at breakingandentering.net. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and we do this live every week on Twitch as well. Don't forget, if you are on Twitch, to subscribe to our channel, because we are doing not only this, but we're doing music videos on Friday nights with the happy hour. Plenty of content coming this way as well, too. I think Twitch is something that I'm super, super interested in, want to get involved with it. Yeah, make sure you check us out everywhere. You can subscribe to our weekly newsletter. We've got a podcast that you can subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. Ben has the Mr. Nice Guy podcast as well, which you can find on Facebook and Instagram and download and all sorts of great things. And yeah, thank you guys for supporting us, and we will keep serving you guys. Yeah, I don't know. We will see you next week. That's a long way of saying we will see you next week on the Writers' Room.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers.